'cause you never know what tomorrow brings in this crazy life. Hey, this life, this life, this life, this life. Hey, and I'm thankful, even when they say I'm crazy.
What? Testing. Oh, what is going on? JD in the house. Guys, it's good to be back, and we're doing a RetroBros. Well, it is a RetroBros podcast because the DOGG is here in Retro Stadium, but with a special guest, the missus.
Who's actually always in the house, but just not in this room.
That's right. She doesn't spend much time in here and was like, you know what? Let's do some different kind of shows and bring her in. Bring her into some episodes and see what it's like being the wife of a gamer / YouTuber. Yeah, the best. See, look how excited she is, guys. This is going to be really interesting. I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll find out in the next 30 minutes to an hour because JD is in the house.
She looks stay awake that long.
That's right. Kids are asleep. We've hit record and we're going to wing it, as I was just explaining, because, you know, I tinker with podcasts. I'm not professional. I don't claim to be super smart, but I have fun doing this shit and it's good fun. And I've tinkered with a few other podcasts, What Life Throws at Us, Winging It podcast, and me and DJ do some potties now and then. We're going to try and do them once a month because they end up really, really cool. We have some good discussions, but tonight's a different one. And you know what? I would love to do this more often. JD, welcome to RetroBros channel, which it's not your first time.
Having me.
Yeah, it's not your first rodeo.
No, this is not my first rodeo, and you forget how good my radio voice can actually be.
That's right. Yeah, you've been on many years ago.
Mario, it's me. I was wondering after all these years if you're going to save me from Bowser, the king. They say time is running out and he's going to eat me.
Because, everyone knows who's watching. We've been around for many years as well. And you've been on some shows back in the day. The last one from memory, possibly a snippet in Daddy Daycare.
Had one good night, it was such a delight. It only took 2 minutes, now you're locked in for life. It's Daddy Daycare. It's Daddy Daycare. 9 months have passed, it's time to take the trip. You know it's too late now and you should have got the snip. It's Daddy Daycare.
Oh yes, good old Daddy Daycare. Version 1 or 2? No, we never filmed version 2, have we?
No, which is possibly coming one day, which would be really fun to do. But that's probably your last show, I reckon, or snippet show in RetroBros. So
because then I had 2 children and life got busy.
Yeah, life gets extremely busy, which is a shame. But this is going to be hopefully a more occurring thing, I reckon, because it could be fun.
Look at him looking at his notes there. He's obviously been planning this for a while.
Yeah, and what she means by a while, she means the last 30 minutes, because I was like, fuck, okay, she said yes to coming on a show.
Yes.
I've quickly chucked a few notes down to say, well, let's get some things rolling. So not much time and preparation has been put into this, but let's give it a go.
And 5 minutes ago I said, are we doing this or I'm going to sleep?
That's right. Because usually we have, okay, so that's the life, right? We got the 2 little girls, 7 o'clock to 7:30 hits. We'll chill out, watch some TV shows, maybe sneak in a second episode. And then it's like, man, we're fucked. It's bedtime, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Or booty time, one of those. And that's it. So like it's hard to get that time to game or stuff. Well, especially myself. Here I'm talking about myself now. I used to do it.
Or to beat him at Tetris, that is.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You come on a retro gaming channel with, you know, a bit of knowledge of some old school games.
Oh, I showed you that secret thing in, what was that game?
Donkey Kong. I remember
you were
that.
like, oh my God, I've never seen this before. And I showed it to him.
And that was, we weren't together that long, right? First year, I reckon.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you were like, what? You've got all these old games? Cool, man. And you started playing Donkey Kong and you did the whole fucking cave railroad through the, what was it? Yeah, on the railroad track.
In the first level.
Oh, well,
well.
the first level, you just threw it into the tunnel or something like that and just went in and it sort of blew my mind. I was like, what? How'd you know that? And
Blew
just
your
sort of,
mind in a few ways in the first couple of months. But anyway.
okay, yeah, that too. We'll try and keep it PG, but, you know, it might go M-rated, 15 plus sometimes. But
I'll try, okay.
yeah, we'll try. So you got a little bit of gaming knowledge, but, you know, not too much. But I guess having you on the show would be really cool to talk about some of the latest TV shows, movies that we sort of watched, and I guess that's where we can go with this sort of podcast episode.
Do we talk about endings of shows that we haven't liked? Or is that like a bit of a
That's
taboo?
100%. We can do that.
Because like some of them, shocking.
Some of them shocking. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. I'm down with talking stuff like that. But that question I did sort of put on you at the very, very start of this. What is it like being the wife of a YouTuber / gamer? I'm not much of a gamer these days, as you can probably fully tell.
I would love if you gamed more often, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, if you actually came in and used this really expensive room a bit more.
Oh, okay. I mean,
like it's just all collecting dust, to be honest. Or if you actually entertained in this room. I mean, this room has the capacity for 4 to 6 adults to be thoroughly entertained, and going back to their like heyday of time zone era when you're like 10 to 20 and having so much fun. But unfortunately, busy life of a shift working father doesn't allow for that. So I would love it if you would use the room to its capacity a little bit more.
which
wouldn't
I'm
have
now
any problems
aiming
with.
to do that.
Hoping to.
So we'll
Or
definitely
just
see.
let me smash you at Tetris.
Watch
a little
this
bit more
space.
often.
Yeah, because you brought up Tetris a couple of times. It's one of your favourite games, which you admittedly you're actually very good at it. Your brain sort of works really well
It was
with
9 out of 10.
fixing. What, last time we played? Oh,
Look
okay.
back on YouTube. It'll be
Just
on
dropping
there.
those stats. Just make sure you just.
Do I need to project more?
Possibly.
I'm usually getting told off for being too loud.
No, but that should pick up. That picks up usually good. So I guess go back to that question. I mean, it's not. Sometimes you get, I don't know, pissed off if I'm going into game and stuff like that. But in the past, when I've got hooked on a good PC game or something at night, it's usually your bedtime anyway. So I'll stay up for a couple of hours and play games. But that's kind of a rare thing now for me, isn't it? I've gotten off it.
Probably the past 3 years, definitely since having our second child, you have been less entertained by those sorts of games, which normally I go to bed at 8 o'clock, so that doesn't really faze me that much. You can game as much as you want, but just don't complain about being tired.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't complain the next morning when I'm like, I need to sleep in.
God, I'm so tired.
And I've gone to bed at like 12 o'clock at night playing a game. You're like, you come fucking.
Well, you know, if you came to bed at a normal time and you weren't all like pinging from playing video games, you know, that would be okay. But, you know, you do what you want to do. And
that's a good point. Like, you get that few hours after kids are in bed or whatnot. And then you go to bed pinging. Like, a good mate of mine, Robbo, he's had some massive sleep issues the last few years, and there was a massive reason in there when we played like a Call of Duty till 11, 12 o'clock, you go to sleep, and all you're doing, you close your eyes and you're fucking pinging. All you're seeing is the game and the shooting and all that crap, and it's just like, that keeps you awake for another hour or two.
yeah, of course.
So you really only get 3-4 hours sleep, and that's not good.
And that's why so many studies are telling you to get off your phones, get off the TV, no more screen stuff for at least 2 hours before bedtime, because it helps your brain to like deregulate.
Yeah, and you've taken that on board in a bit, haven't you?
I really
read a
have,
book
you know,
a bit. And
especially when you're on afternoon shifts and I'm doing witching hour all on my own.
yeah.
Once the girls go to bed and I've had my dinner and done the chores, I'm reading a book and I'm actually having much better sleep. So there is definitely truth behind the studies.
Yeah, there probably is. I think we all just getting really, I don't know,
Fixated on the scroll.
fixated on the scroll. That's it. That's a good one. Fixated on the scroll. Whether it is a Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, there's so many different platforms. You can just keep scrolling and just, watch this one. Oh, watch this one. Watch this one.
It's the endorphin hit that you get.
But I also find myself when I'm doing that, if I'm lying in bed, I'll find myself just get hell sleepy anyway and just turn it off. So I feel like I don't feel it keeps me awake, if you know what I mean.
But it probably does.
Oh, probably if I was to maybe just close my eyes straight away.
Or if you were to actually read an article rather than have the scroll.
Yeah, no, reading's definitely probably better, but
Because then you're using your brain and you're having to think, and then you're like, oh,
That's
my
right.
brain's tired. Stop. I can't do it anymore.
how do we get to this subject again?
Video games.
Playing games late at night, and the fact that I don't do it anymore. So I'm not. So yeah, I'm not much of a gamer. I don't think. Especially, there's a good. We just bought a new game there not long ago, right? And the boys have been playing it, and
You get a bit excited when you play it and get a bit loud.
yeah, I do, and that's okay. I'm a boy. I'm allowed to get excited, but
Not when I'm going to sleep.
and it's a pretty good game, but I haven't got the feel of just wanting to go and play it again, and that's a big sign of me just not being a gamer anymore, I think.
Or do you think that's you finally growing up?
Nah,
the
definitely. No. I haven't really grown up that much. Come on now. You know that.
Oh, yeah, I live with you.
Yeah, there you go. So it's an interesting one. So I guess it's probably gotten better in a way. I'm not gaming as much in your eyes then in that way. Because I
Yeah.
used to game a lot, right?
And I suppose too, like, because you're not, whenever you say, hey, is it all right for me to go on? I'm like, yeah, sure, no worries. Because you don't do it very often. So, like, I'm going to say no.
It's not like you really say no anyway. It's more of a
I don't
just
think I ever have.
No. It's more of a like. But I'm enjoying just spending time and watching a lot of TV shows that we catch up on because these days there's like 1 billion shows out
There's so many.
that everyone talks about, and it's like, okay, we'll get to them eventually. And we get through them slowly, 1 to 2 episodes a night.
I know, well, we watched the first episode of that show and then boom, you're on Arvos for 5 nights. And I'm like, oh my God, I just wanted the next one to the episode.
And that's the issue of being a shift worker, right? So time to watch that stuff and not enough time to do all of it.
And because I normally have a couple of, like, I'll have a TV series that I'm watching on my own as well as something that I'm watching with Doggo because, you know, the nights that he's working, then I can watch my shows. But there was only 4 episodes and I'm a little bit gutted.
And so you watch some,
Girly show.
Stuff. What was the last one you got through? Like 20 seasons of it or?
Oh my God, far out. Was it Vampire Diaries? It took me so long to actually get into it. And then I was so invested, but it was like season 8 and there was like 20 episodes a season. And I was just like, okay, guys, come on, let's finish it. And then when they finished it, I was like, really? That's how you're finishing it? That was like such a epic failure of the last episode. It was like, okay, we better finish it. Boom, boom, boom. And then that was it. It was like, there was no feeling. There was no closure. Just, yeah.
Really? So
That's my
do you reckon it was potentially, supposedly not the last episode and they were probably going to go again but got cancelled? Or did they leave it open?
I don't quite know. I feel like they had to pay the lead to come back to do the last episode that they were like, okay, let's just make her appearances. I don't know. This is just me surmising here. Make it as short and sweet as possible because she's demanding X, Y, Z. That's my thoughts.
So she was away for the majority of the...
Last season, yeah.
Right. Okay. And then she just came back for the last episode.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a bit crappy. All right. So disappointing finish to a TV show. And there was plenty of, and I'd love to talk to you about a lot of those as well. At the moment, what did we just finish watching?
What was it called?
3-Body Problem.
There must be 30 dead scientists in the past month. Christ. Another countdown.
Oh, yeah. That was good. I was telling everyone about it. And then after we finished season 1, I was like, oh, my God, that's it? What am I doing now with my life?
Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? You need...
It also kind of was so close to the realm of what could actually happen right now that I was almost like, this could be happening and we could not even know that it's happening right now because I'm not a smart scientist.
No, but that's right. I guess that goes to the higher ups, governments, who can definitely see what's happening in the real world, but keep it away from all of us. And that's a whole other topic. There's so many different things that they could, and that is actually venturing into the UFOs and is it real and all that sort of stuff. And they'd have their ideas, but they wouldn't.
And the Holocaust.
Yeah, there's heaps of shit like that, which I love talking about. But yeah,
We'll save that for another night.
yeah, I think maybe the 3-Body Problem towards the end
Based on
may
a
have.
book, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Probably this. I mean, I'm guessing the same storyline, right? But I think maybe towards the end it sort of tempered away for me. It got a bit too
Fluffy.
too, I don't know, what's the word I can say? Too outlandish, too false, too, you know what I mean? I quite enjoyed the lead up to it, and for some reason I actually quite enjoyed the story behind the Japanese girl. I was Japanese or something like that with her and her finding out the signal and all that stuff. And then it kind of, I don't know, the scientist chick, the really good looking Megan Fox chick who invented that really good weapon and
blade thing.
yeah, it was chopped up the ship and I don't know, maybe it was the computer graphics of it. I just felt it was really crappy as well. But anyway, I don't know, I felt like it just got a little bit.
Video editor in him.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it is. And then I could pick from a mile away that they were going to choose, the dying cancer friend to do something special, and which they did with him, and took his brain out, and now they're sending it to the aliens. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but it's floating in space now.
Yeah, that's right. And it finished off with them going off course and floating in space. So I'm still interested to see what happens in the second season, how they're going to come back from that.
Why don't you read the books?
Oh, I don't like reading books. Why don't I like reading books? I don't know. I prefer to just watch it and not have to read, Interesting. Arbel, who does the Winging It podcast with me, only just revealed the other day when we were having a show that he hates watching subtitled movies and stuff and TV shows.
Oh, I don't like.
Which I was surprised.
If they're speaking English and then there's English subtitles, I can't do it because all I do is read. I don't listen. But if it's in I don't know. When I'm watching something, I like to relax, so I don't want to read. Reading isn't necessarily relaxing for me in that sense.
You kind of feel like you're missing the actual
That's why I've
show
never watched
when you're
that
reading.
show that Mel Gibson directed, and it's the Christ one.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
right.
all in subtitles, and I'm like, I'd love to watch that one day because I know it would be an amazing film because Mel Gibson's an amazing director, producer, all that sort of stuff. But I just
Did he play Jesus in that one or something like that?
No, he wasn't an actor in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's right.
But I just can't bring myself to watch it because it's all in subtitles. I don't do subtitles.
I'm surprised I never tried to dub over that because I feel like
I just don't know why they did it.
I feel like that helps a shitload for people like us, and I was really surprised that Arbel doesn't like reading subtitled movies or watching subtitled movies.
He's a very educated man.
Well, yeah, I was very surprised in that, but I can't imagine there's probably a shitload of the population that feel exactly the same way, which I feel like they did with Money Heist.
The Professor. No criminal record.
Which was...
They dubbed it.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And I feel like that saved the show from plebs like us who don't like reading subtitles. Do you know what I mean? And that was one of my favourite shows of all time.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
It was fucking awesome. But I would never have watched it if it was just in subtitles and in German, French. What was it? French? I can't remember. No, Italian? No.
Jeez.
Anyway, Italian maybe. They're all Italians and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. So, all right. So, yeah, 3-body problem. That's what I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. What was another one we watched lately?
What was the one that we just started?
Oh, what have we just started? 1 episode in. Was it 1? Fallout.
Yes.
Fallout.
Atomic bombs all over the world. Well, we presume the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
America at least. And then fast forward 200 years of this society that's been living under the earth, stuck in the 1960s, I'm going to say, 60s, 50s, 50s, 60s. And
Possibly 70s.
Yeah, she opens up the hatch to go find her dad. So we'll wait and see. I have a theory though that her mum, because like the raiders that came down was like, oh my God, you look so much like your mum. So I reckon her mum was actually a like top dwelling raider who went down and infiltrated. So I reckon she's a halfie.
Yeah, she's a half blood.
Yeah, she's a half.
Okay, early call from JD. I like
my
it.
call.
That's actually a good one.
But you know, I'm always right with these sorts of calls.
You're pretty good at predicting shit, TV shows or movies. So yeah, 1 episode in, pretty good. I'm actually quite impressed with the show so far. I didn't realize how graphic and shit it was going to be. Did you know it was based off a video game?
No, but that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's a very popular video game from I think it was on the PS3 or Xbox, whatever. They've done a few of them, but I never played the game. I was never really that interested. But
No, because it's too new for you.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and it's a really long-winded game. But enjoying the first episode so far. Yeah. Give us your thoughts on what do you guys think of Fallout. I'm loving it.
Saw a cute butt, so you know. I'm
Cute
happy.
butt. Oh, was there a
Cute
bloke?
butt.
Oh, that Raider guy.
Yeah, who didn't talk the whole time.
That's right. Yeah, it was
Just had a cute
weird.
butt.
That's right. He got glass in the face or some shit. What about the show we watched before this? Before Three Body Problem. You know that show, don't you? I'm trying to think of it as well. We've definitely watched a few.
The Walking Dead one.
Oh, let's talk about The Walking Dead.
No, but it wasn't The Walking Dead. It was the Megan and Michonne. Michonne and what's his name?
Michonne and Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
So we just finished that one as well.
Getting home.
I have to find
Actually, that's a good one. Thoughts on that? Because I told you mine. I was like, that felt extremely rushed,
Look,
especially the last episode.
when you do something like that in like 6 episodes, it is going to be rushed, and especially when you try and smash like 8 years into one episode, definitely going to be rushed. I feel like their acting was quite good, especially Rick's. I haven't seen him in that show that he did, that Australian movie when his wife becomes a quad or a para. But I feel like he was really good and she was quite good, but I just feel like the last episode was like, huh? And then they're home and then the kids are all like, oh, you're back. I always knew you'd be back. There was no genuine emotion from them.
Oh, the kids, yeah.
Yeah, the kids sucked.
Yeah, that spoiled it for me
I was just
because
like, Judith was just like, I always knew you'd come home. Not like, oh my God, my dad's home. Like, I don't see my dad for 3 weeks and I'm gushing all over it. You know, like I showed way more emotion than she did after 3 weeks, you know, so I just, that kind of was like, but the actual ending per se of the Walking Dead series was very sort of, they wanted to leave it open for everyone else, but they didn't actually close it for the main show.
that's right. And we're one of those rare breeds, I think, that because there was millions of people that really loved Walking Dead, especially the first 3 to 4 seasons. Heaps of people loved it. And then they fell off because it just kept dragging on quite a lot. Maybe 5 or 6. I don't know when Negan came in and did the baseball bat to what's his name's head, and probably a few more after. Maybe at the end of that season, that's when people just sort of fell off and just thought, fuck, this is dragging on too much. So many people that I talked about Walking Dead left at around that time. But we're one of the rare breeds that just thought, no, we're going to keep watching these seasons. We were invested in these characters, and not many people actually did that, I reckon. The numbers dwindled something cruel with that show. They had to finish it eventually. I think they finished it probably way too late. I reckon there was a season, maybe 1 or 2 before that, which would have been sweet to finish on.
Yeah, when the dead people
Yeah, there's
finished,
the skinwalkers or whatever they were.
Skinwalkers, yeah, they should have finished it then.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, they definitely like this. They just kept dragging on, I guess, because they were still making money.
Making money, so why not?
But the spin-off series, I actually really didn't mind. The Daryl one was actually pretty good, I thought. It's kind of strange how he ended up in fucking France, but I don't know.
It's working.
It was okay, yeah. So I quite enjoyed that. And the story of Michonne and Rick had to be told because we knew Michonne was off for so many seasons trying to find Rick, and Rick survived, and it was always a question, will he come back, will he not? So glad they finished it off with a little mini-series. It was okay.
But if we're going to talk about an actual series,
Oh, what do you got?
well, can I talk about it?
You can talk about what I've got. I've got here. What is one of your favorite TV shows?
What is my favorite TV show, Brian?
Well, look,
Oh, sorry,
being
Doggo.
being your partner,
He should know.
husband of 10 years plus is definitely Outlander.
Yes.
Outlanders?
Hello,
Outlander.
Jamie.
Hey.
Fraser. Hello.
Any Outlander fans, she's one of the biggest.
And you know what? I am a hairdresser and I have a salon at home, and one of my new clients today, her car rego was Sassenach.
Sassenach.
So when I put something out in the bin, I noticed her rego. I was like, you're a bit of an Outlander fan. Well, then the next hour and a half, it was like,
Really?
oh, you think I'm a fan? Like, she's read all the books. She's dotted her I's, crossed her T's. Like, she cross-references the books versus the episodes and all that sort of stuff. Whereas I just watch the episodes. I love the show. I love the plot. I love the love. I love the drama. I love the history, although how awful is the history. I love all those sorts of things, but I'm also getting really anxious because I know there's only like 2 more seasons left, and I just want them to finish it nicely because, you know, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, everything else that I've been really, really invested in, and then it's finished, I've just kind of been like,
Disappointed.
I could have finished it better in my brain, you know, like I wish I didn't watch that last episode or something like that. So yeah, I'm getting a bit anxious about what's going to happen to Jamie.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I can't really tune in too much. I've watched what? Season and a half?
Yeah.
Season and a half, and I sort of gave up on it. Oh,
That's because for
maybe
some
I can
reason
go
you
back
can't-
to it.
You can't get through the accents for some reason.
Jamie. He's really.
No, they're not Irish. They're
No,
Scottish.
I know.
But he can understand his dad who speaks like
Yeah, my dad's really quick.
Like-
But yeah, he's got a really strong Scottish accent, and I've always got to ask, what did he say?
That's because they're in Scotland.
Yeah, but really strong, like really strong. And a lot of the time I'm asking what the fuck they said and stuff,
And
which
I
is
know
good.
what they're saying because
You're my
I've watched
interpreter.
it like 5 times. So.
That's true, yeah. So maybe one day I'll catch up. Maybe when so you said there was 2 seasons left. All right, maybe when there's 1 season left, I'll catch up for you. We can watch the last season together.
Well, you need to start watching now.
Plenty of time. There's too many other good shows to watch. That's
I'll
the thing.
rewatch. I have no problems rewatching, Jamie.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Well, that's cool. You may have found a new friend there with you guys should do an Outlander podcast.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Jesus. Jamie. So that's your kind of TV show. What other TV show would you say is one of your favourites? I would say, off the top of my head, like a Spartacus. You love Spartacus.
Oh.
Gladiator does not fear death. He embraces it. Your name, your life, is what we decide.
Oh, yeah, I did like Spartacus.
Yeah.
Back in my fighting and fucking stage.
That's right. Fighting and fucking. That's all the show was about, and you loved that.
Lots of naked men in that show.
But I dare say,
Naked, good-looking men.
yeah, they're all fucking,
Spartacusy.
tanked and Spartacusy. That's a good word, actually. I like that word, #Spartacusy.
And I think it's like it's funny enough. It's produced by Stars, who Stars actually produce Outlander.
Well, there you go. Okay, that's interesting. So they just throw heaps of naked men and chicks love it. So, I mean, that's basically what happens.
Right, we've got
Stars have got a good...
naked men.
Yeah, that's right.
And Spartacus had lots of Australian and New Zealand actors in it as well. So I don't quite know exactly where it was filmed, where it was produced, but I know it had a lot of Australians in it.
Yes. I'd be struggling, though, to find a third best TV show that you'd love, that you could say it's right up there.
Like TV show that was like,
Series.
that I would rewatch.
A series. Good series that you've just been, fuck, that was good. One of my favourites.
Oh. And I'm like ready to rewatch because it's been so long.
Oh.
You know what it is.
Banshee.
Banshee. Oh my God, if you haven't watched it, watch it. Because for a couple who we've watched a lot of action movies together, a lot of the double Fs together, and it's only 3 seasons. It actually
Is it?
Yeah, only 3 seasons.
I thought it was like 4 or 5.
No, it was only 3.
Okay.
And it was like there were fight scenes that left us going, whoa, did that just happen?
Yep.
They take hits, and it's a bit more realistic in the fact that, they take a hit and they kind of look like they've actually taken the hit. And I think he's an Australian or New Zealand actor as well, is he? You got that up on
So he actually
Wikipedia or
4 seasons.
Okay, neither of us were right then. 4 seasons. I feel like we only watched 3. Did we miss one then?
No. We definitely watched them all. Definitely.
okay.
And it was, you're right, it's fucking awesome. And
Where's he
I
from?
would actually really enjoy to watch that again. So that's, it's the main guy off of, which we've just recently watched.
Yeah, The Boys.
The Boys, which was
Yeah.
really cool.
What's
We
his
loved
name,
watching
like
The
Captain
Boys.
America guy.
They were my business on the front page.
That's where I mean the boys are coming.
I never wanted to ever be over.
Spank the bastards when they get out of line.
Like, who's not Captain
Well,
America?
no, he's more Superman.
'Cause Captain
I would say he's Superman, right?
No, because Superman's from a different planet.
No.
Although this guy's kind of like from a different planet.
He's Superman.
In the sense of his powers.
The Banshee main leader dude is Superman.
Yeah,
He's the
because of his
Superman,
powers.
mock.
Yes.
And you got the mock of fucking Aquaman.
Yes.
The
Sorry.
mock of
I forgot it because they're taking it
the
from Marvel,
Flash.
not from.
I think it's a whole bunch of mixed.
They're not taking it from.
They're just taking the piss out of
Hang on. Which
What?
one's Thor and all them?
DC. Oh, they're Marvel.
Nah, they're taking it from DC because they're not.
That's right. Yeah, there isn't actually a Batman equivalent, which is surprising.
There might be though.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another show you can sort
That's a
of
good
tiptoe.
show. That's a good show. That was
Boys,
interesting.
yeah.
I'm waiting
Boys
for the
was
next
different.
season. And there's a new person coming to that one that, did I tag you in that one?
For the boys.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was a picture of the dude with another dude. And I was like, oh. But then I was like, I better not tag you because you don't like spoilers and stuff.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Good.
It's a bit annoying.
Yeah. Okay. So I reckon you're not. Can I say this without offending anyone?
Good luck.
A typical chick. And I think of a typical chick that watches TV shows, you like the reality sort of shit.
No.
So you don't
Do
like
not.
that. You don't
I
watch that
can't-
stuff.
What were we watching the other day? It was
Chick
just, It was
shows.
just on the TV. It was like Farmer
Like-
Wants a Wife.
Bachelor, Farmer Wants a
And I
Wife,
was
stuff.
like,
You
I
don't.
can't-
You
I
don't
can't
do
watch
that,
this
eh?
anymore. I can't.
Married with First Sight.
It's making me cringe. I think because there was a really long period of time where I was actually notoriously single. I was looking for love. I was really close to going on Farmer Wants a Wife. And I feel for the people who are legit on these shows. And I think the Married at First Sight mainly and The Bachelor have really ruined it with these people, these blonde bimbos who have been going out there for their 15 minutes of fame and to get their TikTok followers. And that really irritates me for the people who are legitimately trying to find love. However, even when we were watching that like 10 minutes of Farmer Wants a Wife and they, to me, feel so much more genuine, I was still like, oh my God, I feel like I'm a third wheel on a date. Turn it off. I can't deal with it.
Yeah, you get the
just
uncomfortable
can't.
feel of.
Whereas I know some people who just live for all that drama. Like
Oh,
even The Block, I can't watch anymore because it's too reality TV drama. I'm like, just get on with the room reveals. I want to see what you created. And yeah, so
Everyone loves drama, and that wins viewers, money, all that shit. Like YouTube are so popular, like actual channels that do drama shows or drama topics, and and that's what gets people involved and invested. Like, oh, what's going on here? Like everyone's just so fucking interested in drama and drama and drama, and that's I guess the problem we all live in today. And whatever. That's it. That's it.
that's it. That's all.
Okay, awesome. So what was that again? You just said 3 different shows.
Yeah.
And-
So what was it?
You said
Outlander,
Banshee, Spartacus.
Yeah, Spartacus.
Those are the kind of shows that you really like, which I dig that. And no offense to anyone that watches the other stuff.
Which, if you actually watch those shows, you'd see that there's a common denominator.
Oh, those shows you're talking about? That just then? Banshee? Oh, actually, it was a bit, yeah. Bit of
Bit of double F.
Yeah, there was. Oh, that's cool. So there you go. A bit of introduction into JD. and some of your, I guess, interests, passions.
TV shows.
Well,
With a
that's
bit
just
of
fighting,
fornication.
fornication. Kept it PG. I like it.
Doing the Big Bang Theory.
Wasn't there
version.
another F?
No, just the double F.
Oh, it was just a double F. All right. Well, there you go. Introduction into JD on the RetroBros podcast. Anything else you want to touch before we sign off?
Well, there's a few things I'd like to touch, but maybe we shouldn't do that on the show.
That's going into MA 15 plus. Actually, no, that's R-rated. That's R-rated 18. That's a different website. Go check it out. Link won't be below.
There is no other website.
Oh, shit. All right. Well done, JD, on your first little show.
Oh, thanks.
Um,
Doggo.
I think you did well.
Do you have any more questions?
I
for me?
mean-
Like, that was.
Look, I just wanted to introduce the people to you
Oh,
because no one knows you.
no one knows me. Oh my god. How
But
do
if
they
there
not
is
know
any other
me?
questions you would like her to bring up or
Hit up.
know about,
Hit us up with some questions for JD.
absolutely. Well said.
I may or may not answer them.
Well, she probably will,
More than likely.
more than likely. But you got to keep it M-rated.
You got to remember I'm his wife.
That's right. That's right, because it could get really awkward up in Retro Stadium. Until next time, guys, thanks for joining us. JD and Doggo Show. Yeah, we'll see how we go.
We'll see how we go.
Peace.